I love pit games. Love pit games. Nothing better. Great win for our team. To be at 20 wins, 23 games into this schedule is phenomenal. We're playing well. We're picking a good time to go on the road, I think, because we are playing well. We're shooting the ball better. Our offense is executing, and this was going to be a difficult game because they make you execute a little differently, as we don't see very many matchup zones. But we handled it again well. I don't know how many games in a row this is as far as shooting the ball well against them and scoring, 75, 80 plus. And we did that again tonight. Held them to 29 points both halves. Make more free throws than they shoot. I thought we dominated the glass. I thought it was a really good performance by our guys, and very pleased. And to get to the midpoint, 7-1, first place all by ourselves, separating ourselves from a vast number of teams in the league. That says a lot about what our guys have done. So great game, very pleased.
Coach, what happened during the incident?
There was something with players, and obviously there was double technical, and then after watching the tape, they thought that in watching the tape, Jamal actually pushed one of their guys. So that's why Jamal got the technical, and they got the 2 shots on top of that. I think the exchange of coaches came just because we had heard an assistant talk to one of our guys, and that's just not – I'm not going to sit back and let that happen. So I think that kind of made things get a little bit escalated and heated, and the officials did a really good job of separating and calming everybody down. And I think it really was to our benefit because I'm not for sure what the score was at that exchange, but after that exchange it was very good play on our part, I think.
Did you see Jamal push him?
No, I did not. But the video saw that, so that's why he got the technical.
Coach, now this is 4 straight. Between Alex and Cameron seems to get better and
Yeah, and it's not an easy game for them because they're guarding guards driving the basketball, and we got beat sometimes on that. But I thought we defended the 3-point line very well, and that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to see them finish against our bigs, and I thought it was really hard on them. We contested threes, we chased them off the line as much as we could, but that's not easy, especially for Alex. Cam's a power forward / center with really good feet, and he can guard just about anybody on the floor laterally. Alex is your traditional center, so that's a really difficult assignment for him, and we know that, and we appreciate the effort that he gave. But both of them 14 and 8, 14 and 9. We got a lot of good production out of those two.
Coach, that's 4 straight solid halves of offensive basketball. Do you think this team's kind of turned the corner in that sense?
I don't know. I've said it all year long that when we start making shots, our game will go to another level. But I'm very confident in games that if we're not making shots, our guys are tough enough and we guard well enough that we're going to stay in games and give it a shot. So I think we've proven that all year long. So do I hope that we continue to make shots? Yes, but that's not easy. Teams are finding that out all across the country. Winning away from home is not easy. In fact, it's with the parity in college basketball now and in a league like ours, it's really difficult. And for us to have 8 wins away from home is terrific. We know that if we're going to win a championship, we got to – here in the second half, we're going to have to win some games away from home because we've got 5 road games and 3 home games in the second half. So we took advantage here in the first half of the season and did a great job. And we got to turn around and start this road trip. It's not easy. Playing at Vegas and then playing at Fresno is not an easy way to start the second half of the conference season.
Kendall's scoring has gone down a little bit since back in that Fresno game. It's gone down a little bit each game, but he had 7 assists tonight. Were you happy?
Yeah, and not much. I think he's averaging 13. He had 11 tonight, but he had 7 assists, 4 steals. I thought he defended really well. And he's our guy. He recognizes the change of defenses. I thought he was vocal tonight. Maybe at times a little too vocal, but that's when Kendall's at his best, and I thought he just led our team really well tonight. He did a lot of good things. He rebounded. We have not been rebounding well, and that was an emphasis the last 48 hours, and Kendall gets 6 rebounds, Hugh gets 5 rebounds. We had some guards help us with rebounding production, and that always helps us.
Coach, you guys almost went double assist to turnover ratio. What does that say against a team like this, the way they've been defending? What does that say about the efficiency on offense?
Well, it's very good. Anytime you've got a 2-to-1 individual assist turnover ratio, it's very good from a player standpoint. When you can do that as a team, it's outstanding. So I thought we moved the ball well. I didn't think the matchup works if you stand around and look at it. And we've been very successful over the years because we just refuse to let our guys do that. We're in attack mode, and this year even a little bit different than last year, with a heavy emphasis of pounding that thing inside, because we just thought we had a tremendous advantage with Alex and Cam on the inside of the close to the basket. And those guys did a good job of posting, and everybody on the team did a good job of feeding them.
It was pretty balanced scoring. All 5 of your starters tonight were in double digits. It seemed like, when you were focusing on the paint, it really opened things up towards the end of the second half on a three-point.
Well, I know we've talked about that. I think we've had some times where we've gotten a little impatient, and we haven't gone inside out. When we go inside out with our focus, we're pretty good. One, we get to the line, we get to the bonus. And then we didn't shoot the free throw well tonight. If we make free throws like we normally do, I think it would have been in hand even earlier, because we didn't shoot free throws well to start the second half. But this might be the most free throws against Air Force all year long. They're not an easy team to get to the line on because of the zones that they play, and to get there 31 times, I know how aggressive our guys were tonight.
You've mentioned in a couple press conferences leading up to this game that you've been able to give up some things, and it hasn't really hurt you that bad. But I'm just curious, in the heat of battle, in the heat of the game, like a stress that you had to start that second half, how frustrating is that in the game for you to have to see the team just not shoot very well like that?
Well, that's coaching. You're going to get frustrated. I get frustrated if we miss a shot, miss a free throw, or give up a basket. That's coaching. But there's a real calmness and confidence on our bench, both as coaches and players, because you're seeing a team that's 20-3 against a great schedule. You can critique us, you can tell us we don't shoot well, you can tell us that we don't do this well, or last 2 games teams have made a lot of threes. It just doesn't matter. The bottom line is, do you have the ability to win basketball games? And this team does. This team is very tough. They're very together. They've got very good chemistry. We're healthy. We had the cold and flu stuff go through the team. We're starting to get healthy again. So hopefully we can stay healthy and injury-free here February and March, because I think we're playing better. And that's saying a lot, because I'm not going to take away with what they've done through maybe 20 games, because I think what they've done through 23 has been amazing.
Which is part of that, the versatility of this?
Well, yeah, I think we've got versatility coming off our bench. We can play a lot of different ways. We give you a look of Alex and Cam, and then we can come with Chad and Nick that give us a little bit more athleticism. We pick up our speed a little bit and our transition. We get out and go a little bit, or we can play kind of the smash mouth with the 2 bigs. And so far that's working, and hopefully we can continue that.
Coach Pancake didn't get in until under 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, nothing with him. It's just hard. We're in a conference race. We're into mid-February. It's nothing he's done. It's hard playing a lot of guys. Corey's been practicing his butt off. Corey has done amazing things all year in practice. You look at our stats, you look at our practice film, it's hard for me to get him in. It's just hard playing 11 guys. It's hard playing 10 all the time. This is a unique team to play against. Pancake hadn't seen that. And it's 4 or 5 seniors at once running this stuff. We decided to go with Walk, and I thought Walk did some good things. And then, as we told Pancake, you get 2 minutes and you helped our foul shooting. Our foul shooting wasn't very good, and you came in and really helped our foul shooting late in the game. But, Pancake's our future, and he's going to have a very good future here. We love what he does. He's strong physical guard. He's getting great experience. You're a freshman that's been in every game on a nationally ranked basketball team that's got 20 wins. So it was nothing that he did. It was just trying to get in a rhythm with maybe a 9-man rotation tonight versus 10.
Coach, with Hugh, he obviously been shooting the 3 ball really well, but maybe what impressed me the most was he missed a 3 and then went back on the other side and took a charge. Let's talk about his overall impact right now.
Well, he does that. He does that every day. He does that in practice. He does that in games. He's our tough guy. Our guys feed off his toughness. If he turns the ball over in practice, you better look out if you're going the other way, because that Aussie's mad. He doesn't like making mistakes. He really tries to play the perfect game, and it's a lot of fun to coach him. Sometimes we got to get him to where he's not so down on himself, and I think he's maturing. Sometimes we forget he's a sophomore. He's 23 games into his sophomore year. He's won a lot of games for us, and he's been a catalyst in a lot of ways. He guarded like crazy tonight. He rebounded. He made shots. He just knows he's got that ability to understand what needs to take place to win, and a very, very important part of what we do.
I don't know if you got updated going up to the locker room yet, but UNLV lost at Fresno. They're now 4-4. You guys go to UNLV Saturday, getting another team off a bad loss. Any thoughts on UNLV?
Well, it's going to be difficult. That's a tough road game regardless. I think Mosier will be back. I think I thought he was suspended for this game. If I'm right, I think he was suspended for this game. So he'll be back for our game after sitting out one. So it's, it is what it is. It's like San Diego State. You're going into a place. San Diego State was picked to win this on a lot of polls, and UNLV was picked to win this league on a lot of polls. And I said it when we went to San Diego State. If you're going to go to the favorite, I'd much rather have a 2-game lead, knowing that when we leave there, regardless of what happens, we score 34 points, we're getting on that bus, we're still in first place. And we're going to UNLV with a 3-game lead. So, regardless of what happens on that road trip, we're leaving Vegas in first place. And that's a good feeling. And, hopefully our guys can play well, and we'll get a good game plan together and try to go up there and execute it and see what happens.
Coach, has this team developed a personality you foresaw, or is this team even surprised you?
No, I think they've been, I think they've been surprising from the standpoint of how tough we are. We're not always I've said that before. We're not putting bathing suits on them and trying to be Mr. America here. We're not always the prettiest thing, but we are one of the toughest teams I've had, and that's an intangible that you really appreciate in coaching. Kids that play hard and kids that play tough, and we've done that through 23 games. We've really done that consistently, and that gives yourself a chance to win. We got a good identity defensively. This team came in averaging 75, 76, 77 points, and we hold them to 58. We hold them to 40% shooting. They've been shooting about 48%. You got guys shooting over 40% from three, and they shoot, 29 from three tonight. We pounded them on the glass. Those are toughness things, and I think that's been our identity. When I say surprising, I didn't know early in the season it would happen like that, but the vets have really done a nice job of taking from the championship a year ago and knowing how badly they would like to do that again in a year where they've been picked anywhere from 3rd through 5th. And who knows, might end up there. But the guys are fighting like crazy here, and we got 8 games left, and we're at the top of the league, and that's a good feeling.
What kind of things do you have to do when you go to Thomas and Mac on Saturday? What do you have to see?
We don't want to get burned by those fireworks. That's the first thing in introductions, because those fireworks are awful close to you. But, we play well on the road. We've been a good road team. So, there's a lot of pressure. There's pressure on us. There's pressure on UNLV. And so the start of the game is always big. I think the first 10 minutes of the game is always big on the road. And we've got to make sure 10 minutes in we're there and we're still standing, we're still fighting. And then you've reduced a road game to 30 minutes. And you make some adjustments as coaches. You try to get those adjustments to the players as quickly as you can. But it's no secret. We got to do a good job defensively. We got to guard. We got to rebound. And when you're on the road in particular, you got to have a low turnover game. We can't go over there and turn the ball over a lot, because they make you pay in transition when you turn the ball over.
Coach, this team came in here playing for first place. You beat them by 23. Do you kind of feel that not only in the standings there's a gap, but there's starting to become a decent gap of actual quality of basketball team from your team to the rest of the league?
No, not yet. But there are. What happens in league play, you get tiers, and I said that like 10 days ago. There was a tier. Already you'd seen teams that have lost 5 and 6 games in our league before you get to the midpoint. I think that's going to be hard. I think if you've lost 5 or 6, that's going to be hard to win a championship. So when you're trying to win a championship, you're trying to eliminate as many of those teams as possible. And you saw a tiering. You saw, I think, 3 teams that had 5 or 6 losses, and everybody else had 4 or less. By the time we get to this weekend, you're probably going to start seeing another tier, to where now maybe there's only 3 or 4 teams that have 1 to 3 losses. And then there's another group, and then there's another group. And so as soon as it gets tiered to 3, then you really know what you're competing it with down the stretch. But you still got to win all those games. You got to compete against each of the tiers. It doesn't make the competition any easier. That's what's great about this league. This is a great league, and every night out, I was talking to Dave before the game about that. You have to play well. If you're going to win in this league, you got to play well. And we won the game tonight. We played well.